I got copyright claimed over the music, which I don't, I think that's a particularly sensible thing. Because like I said, like, this game actually has a really good master of, like, the music. I got hit on, like, 2 tracks, and what happened is, what do you call this? What happened is, well, whatever, it was just an automated claim and stuff, and I'm just gonna have YouTube mute that stuff out. But it's like, crap. Like, was there like a pause in what I was talking about, or is it just my audio level is so bad that like they couldn't tell that I was talking over the music? Cause I don't know. I didn't really review it all that much. Maybe I should go check it out later. But yeah, crap. I hope this doesn't happen too often. Cause I mean, like, it's not that I care too much, but it's like, like, I'd rather that I don't want to bank too much on my audio being more than like 50% of the game audio. Because, like, I don't want it to be about that. I don't want it to be about me stealing content. That's a little topical right now because I just saw, like, this morning a bunch of Twitch streamers getting caught for that sort of crap because it's like, because they were actually stealing content. Holy crap, like, at least try, right? Like, I know that's me being naive because I'm new to this, but like, I'd like to think that, like, we're at least trying, right? Like, anyone who wants to try this sort of thing. Oh man. Anyway, so yeah, I'm doing this stream, like, I'm playing, like, from where I left off last, but I'm doing this stream right now really because I just came back from the theater watching Spider-Man No Way Home, the third one. It's kind of hard to, like, tell apart those names anymore, but whatever. I mean, like, it's a little thematic, but still. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about it right now and just, like, get my thoughts out. Like, just for me, really, more than anything. Just to make sure to get a record of what I think and what I say before I go and check out other people's takes. Like, I'm subscribed to Mauler and I watch EFAP and I really want to see the Spider-Man take now. But like, I've been holding off for it until I've watched the movie myself. And yeah, now I can finally watch whatever, like, 6 or 8 hours I did covering it. Fucking finally. Anyway, right? And that's something, like, a lot of people around the world are not going to understand this. But like, why I still haven't watched Spider-Man No Way Home up until now, even if I'm like, I'm not gonna say I'm a Spider-Man fan or anything. I'm not that big a fan, but I'm like most normies.
Right,
Like,
don't
we don't
fall
really care
behind.
too much about the MCU, but like, if it's Spider-Man, like, Spider-Man Far From Home was like the one MCU movie I watched after like an entire drought of me not watching MCU for a really long time. I didn't watch Infinity War. I didn't watch Endgame. I'm gonna eventually though. I've heard it's pretty alright. But like, I stopped somewhere in like phase 2 or something about the MCU. I got bored of Marvel movies really quick. And I'm not saying that they got bad or anything. I just got bored. I'm not that interested in it. After I watched, like, I think that's just the only thing I really watched was like the Iron Man movies and Avengers, and that was it. But anyway, I wanted to watch Spider-Man No Way Home as it came out. But as it turns out, in my country, it doesn't come out until January the 8th. So it came out this week for us. Do you know why? Do you know why in the Philippines? I may as well just tell people which country I'm in, of course. Like, it's not a big deal. I think I've spoken Tagalog in this channel already anyway. In the Philippines, it comes out January 8th. When everyone else saw it in December. Well, almost everyone ever did. Does the rest of the world know why that is? Because I think it's particularly asinine. And the more I think about it, I may as well out myself a little bit more. I live in a part of the Philippines that is outside of Metro Manila. And I used to live in a part of the Philippines that was inside Metro Manila. And that's gonna be important in like a moment, okay? So, to everyone outside the Philippines, we have something called the Metro Manila Film Festival. The Metro Manila is basically our capital city. It's our Washington DC. It's more than just a city actually. That's why it's called a metropolitan area. It's a collection of like 7 cities, 12 cities. I could name like a half dozen of them. Makati, Manila, Pateros, San Juan. I don't think even they're all cities. Pateros are cities? Pasig, Mandaluyong, does Marikina count? I think Marikina counts. There are a collection of cities that are all basically next to each other to form a giant metropolitan area. And that's basically our capital region. Technically, we don't have a capital city because like Quezon City and Manila are gonna fight over it, and then Makati and Pasig or something, or yeah, I think it's Makati and Pasig that will fight over the CBD part of it. Anyway, right? So the entire metropolitan Manila area, like the rest of the country sees them, and this is not me because I used to live there, so I don't think highly of this idea. But the rest of the country thinks of them as Imperial Manila for a good reason, right? Because like the same way that, you know, other countries probably have this kind of problem too, is it's like, you know, these out of touch imperialist kind of like people who live in the capital who don't know what it's like in the rest of the country. That's the feeling that they have. And I don't want to play into that, but what happened here plays into that. Holy crap, what happened? Oh, Amro died. Oh, so close to killing Char too. Well, whatever. Anyway, right? So, I don't want to play into it, but this entire incident plays into it, right? So, the Metro Manila Film Festival is like this entire month of December every year. Where, well, maybe not the entire month. I don't know what the duration is, but basically the month of December.
Mobile Suit Team!
Where,
Blood.
like, no international movies are allowed to release. In Metro Manila, not the country, in Metro Manila. They delay releases in the cities of Metro Manila so that they can show only local films. And that's a good thing on paper, right? Like, people like that. Okay? Like, we have this concept of like, you know, our own culture and stuff, and we have to be proud of it. And, you know, we're big fans of like protectionism on the economic level too. Like, we want to be able to buy Filipino, and we want our government to kind of help us through that. It's like, okay, that makes sense on a city government level. The Metro Manila Film Festival is a good idea, right? And it makes a lot of sense, except for the fact that most people don't actually want to watch these movies. And I'm not saying the movies are bad, right? I will never ever say that Filipino films are things that are bad in any way, right? I don't really know actually because I don't watch them. And that's the thing, right? That's the truth of it. That's the objective part. A lot of people don't really care. And, you know, in some ways it's kind of like me in the MCUs. It's just like, you know, I can't be bothered to care. The whole thing has been going on for so long. It's like, I don't know. You know, right? Oh, and the whole idea about like, you know, just being normies, you just want to watch like the most popular stuff. That all makes sense, right? That all makes sense. You can't blame Filipino films for existing. You can't blame Filipino audiences for not always watching Filipino films. And in general, the MMF has, like, we put up with it because it's a good idea anyway, right? Like, if by restricting ourselves to Filipino-only films for a month out of the year, will kind of help the visibility of Filipino films. It's kind of like a marketing stunt. Like, okay, fine. But again, this is the Metro Manila Film Festival. The Metro Manila, not the Philippine Film Festival, the Metro Manila Film Festival. This rule applies only within, like, the inner 49% of the population that resides within Metro. Oh my god, Amuro's dying again? What the hell's going on? Why is he dying? I know this mission is hard, but still. Who's hitting him? Are the domes hitting him? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, right? So, that's one of the things that, like, even if I lived within Metro Manila, I always had relatives outside of Metro Manila that I visited for Christmas. So I never really felt the sting of the Metro Manila Film Festival. Like, if there was any movie I wanted to watch in December, I would just watch it outside of Metro Manila when I go out to see my relatives on Christmas. Right? I think I can remember certain movies that I've watched outside of Metro Manila during this time period. I think I watched one of those Disney Star Wars movies in that period. I watched Dragon Ball Evolution, I think, on December. Which, you know, not exactly something that I, you know, think of as a good experience. But anyway, right, so, like, personally, like, I always thought of the Metro Manila Film Festival as like, yeah, okay, it's a good idea. It doesn't really bother me. I don't really care about it. So, you know, like, I don't have this long-standing feud with the MMFF. And nobody really does either, normally. And to put it this way, right? It's like, okay, so then people put up with it. They don't really watch Filipino films. There are people that do. I know there are lots. They're just not the majority or anything. There are people that do, and like I'm guessing they appreciate what the MMF is about, and like whatever. So it's a good idea in general. But then somebody, I would blame actually the distributor. Who the fuck is the distributor for for Spider-Man in the Philippines? The distributor decided not to show Spider-Man No Way Home until January 8th. For no good fucking reason. No good fucking reason at all. And everybody suspects it's because of MMFF. And it's like, that's the thing. One is that they never clarified this. They never even gave us like the easiest excuse that it was because of COVID or some shit. It's like, oh, COVID cases are spiking across the country. Even if in my current city there was like 0 cases of COVID in December. Right? But still, like, okay, maybe if it was COVID, like if they had just made the explanation like, yeah, COVID is bad in the Philippines in December, so we're not gonna allow you to see this in theaters. And sucks to be the Philippines where you don't have streaming services. And I don't even think Disney's letting you stream this thing so early anyway, because they want theater purchases. I'm like, okay, fine. That would have been an okay reason. But then, lots of people are using this as like an excuse to talk about the Metro Manila Film Festival, and saying it was good that they did not show Spider-Man in December because of the Metro Manila Film Festival. Even if 51% of the fucking country, a good 50 million Filipinos, do not live inside Metro Manila. You fuckers! I'm not going to say I'm going to blame Imperial Manila over this. But I'm just gonna say all those sorts of like Cebu/Davao people who like to blame Imperial Manila over shit, they have reason now. You fuckers did not show Spider-Man in December for no good fucking stated reason. Right? Bullshit. Right? And I'm not a consumer who's mad that I didn't get to see it at the same time as everyone else. I waited. Right? Well, I tried to, yar hard it, but I didn't really find anything other than cameras sometimes. But like, I'm not mad over that. I'm mad over the decision to do it. Right? I could wait. I did wait. So, that's one thing. Oh god, is that not dying again? But what I'm mad about is that like they decided to do this. Not to mention, the Yarhar thing, yes, that is exactly how you get Yarhar. Right? Oh god, he's dying. Yeah, where is he? Ah, you gotta be. I'm always one shot, dude. Right? Like, I think we've learned basically from Steam and Gavin. He said it like a decade or more ago, right? It's like, it's convenience is why Yarhar happened. I was like, I have no idea why they decided to not release Spider-Man so freaking early. And if the answer really is the Metro Manila Film Festival, the Metro Manila Film Festival can go fuck it for the year of 2021. I swear. I heard that they had also like record low attendance as well. So I'm like, good. I know most of that's probably COVID, but I heard also because they raised prices at the same time. It's like, good. You deserve less people watching. If this is gonna be our norm, like the MMFF is gonna be this excuse not to show films outside of Metro Manila, like go fuck yourselves. I'm just so fucking mad about that, and that's also why like I want to get this out right now, because I just want to fucking vent over that.
Mobile suit team, launch!
Good God! Again, right? I identify with people within Metro Manila, right?
Let's attack them.
I'm a person who's lived there for a long time within Metro Manila. But at the same time, like, as much as I don't like people who call things Imperial Manila and stuff, and like to pin blame on Imperial Manila, like, I know where they're coming from now, because right now, they've got a fucking point. It's so fucking dumb. Right? And I don't like that either. I don't... Our nation is barely a nation anyway. Like, that's something I want to talk about politically in the future anyway. Because the Philippines was never really a unified nation. And it's like, you could see this also in other Southeast Asian countries, where like in Indonesia, they basically reinvented their Malay language to centralize it for a good reason. Whereas in the Philippines, like, we all just kind of like begrudgingly accept that Tagalog is most of Filipino, even if we don't want it to be. even I, a Tagalog speaker, is like, I don't want Tagalog to be Filipino. But that's just how it's kinda is.
I can see the enemy.
But anyway, right? So yeah, so I don't want to stoke these flames of like anti-imperial Manilaism. But this is what happened. It became a political thing. Thanks, movie distributor, dude. I guess I should name you. I should look it up, but I'm just too mad about it anyway. Right? Thanks for turning Spider-Man to be this freaking bludgeon to beat people with. Freaking hate that. Anyway, right? So I didn't watch it on the 8th because I was just kind of messing around and busy. And I was still just kind of checking around to see what the situation was with movie theaters. Because I haven't been to a freaking movie theater in forever. Again, I generally don't watch movies much in the theater at least, right? So anyway. Yeah. I think I'm done ranting about that bullshit now. Oh my god, I'm so mad about that. I'm so mad about that. Always have been, always will be. Like, I don't like the politics angle of it. I don't like the cultural angle of it. Fuck the MMFs now. Like, seriously. If anything, the MMF should have specified too. It's because it's on their hands as well. It's their PR problem. They should have said, yeah, we're not the issue why Spider-Man didn't show in December. Not us. We didn't ask for this. They should have said that, honestly. God, I fucking hate that. Anyway, right? Where was I? So yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home. I already said I watched EFAP, so I'm just gonna say I was expecting this movie to be bad, and it kind of is. And that's the thing. It's like this is definitely guilty pleasure tier. This is definitely like crap. Okay. Oh crap. Anyway.
Is that all you got?
So yeah, the biggest issue, of course, that everyone pointed out in Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh, this is it. This is the best route, isn't it? Oh wait, no, it's not. This is just a connection of the. Okay, so I gotta be honest. Anyway, so here's the thing. It's bullshit. The movie's plot is bullshit because like Doctor Strange would never have done that. I haven't even watched Doctor Strange's own fucking movie. But like a guy who becomes the Sorcerer Supreme for some point is not that fucking stupid. There's no way. There is no way someone like him would be that fucking stupid. Why would he cast a spell for Peter and he would not explain ahead of time for Peter what the fuck he was doing before starting the spell? They should have discussed it, right? Because that would have been the reasonable thing to do. And like it's such bullshit that he like admonishes Peter later. It's like you didn't call. It's like, dude. He's not the only person who's making poor decisions that a normal adult should not make, right? So anyway, right? Why didn't we explain this spell to Peter in the first place? Why the fuck was it that they made it kind of like this comedy bit routine thing that's like come on, man, let me do the spell. It's like no, that's all bullshit. Like
okay,
reality warping magic should not be taken that lightly. I don't care what kind of a character Doctor Strange is supposed to be as written from his original movie and how he is exactly in the Avengers movies. There is no way he is that fucking stupid. So, I'm not saying it's not Peter's fault, but at the same time, it's like, this should never have happened. None of this should ever have happened. Like this idea that this concept would have been saved that it was actually Mephisto. Yeah, there's no way that's happening either. Because they're gonna make Doctor Strange pay for his crimes and shit in the next movie. Thanks to after credits too. Yeah, I'm getting the new type. So anyway, where was I? Right, so like this whole plot is based on that. So it really hurts like all of the weight that they're trying to give it. I did not feel for Aunt May dying. I mean, like not. I did. Like emotionally, I did a little bit. But it's like it's really hard to think of it as like this important scene where like half of it was crap. Half of it was crap. It's like none of this should have happened. Like in the moment, I felt like okay, yeah, this is a good scene. Like they earned their repetition of the great power comes great responsibility thing. I think. Like they used like the plot of this film to do it. Like this entire concept of Aunt May being altruistic and she's trying to pass on altruism to Spider-Man. Like I like that. I like that kind of virtue. I like the fact that Green Goblin is teaching action shooter that yes, you have to pay for these things. Yes, nothing comes without a cost. Yes, it's wrong to alter people against their will, even if they're bad guys. Like, yeah, I kind of believe that too, right? I think they gave that enough weight for as much as they could do within a kind of a jokey MCU film. But at the same time, like, all of this didn't have to happen is the big issue.
Okay,
All of this was
let's go.
based on dumb shit. Right? So that's the crux of
I saw this
it.
glow. Did you see it?
And like it was actually cool that Spider-Man had to fight Doctor Strange. And that was pretty good. Like, you know, there's a difference in beliefs, there's a difference in stuff. And like Spider-Man himself is still wrestling with the idea of being altruistic. Because like he keeps telling Aunt May, he's like, I don't wanna do this. But that's one of the things, right? Is that Aunt May was Spider-Man's moral center in this film. The same way that Uncle Ben is in many ways Spider-Man's moral center. And I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, but there's something that I understand about Spider-Man from what I've seen in like other materials. Spider-Man is not supposed to lose Aunt May. I'm not saying that this film is bad because of this decision, but I'm just saying that this is gonna open up a whole can of problems that most other Spider-Man depictions do not have. Right? Like, the entire point of losing Uncle Ben is that he lost half of his family in one go. And then, like, he has to cling to the other half of his family. Like, there's like the thing that gets shared around among my friends. Like, there's that part of a comic that we shared on Facebook or whatever. Like, where Spider-Man, like, loses his shit because somebody endangered Aunt May. So he, like, busts his way into a prison to beat the shit out of someone. And he says, like, okay, today I'm not Spider-Man. Today I'm just fucking selfish again. Because this is what happens if you get rid of, like, the last vestiges of my family that makes me moral. Right? Any of you threaten Aunt May again, like, the kid gloves come off. I guess that happens in Phasm. I don't know, I never watched Phasm. Like, that is the entire point of, like, why he loses Uncle Ben and then keeps Aunt May. And that's kind of, like, the problem with MCU Spider-Man is that they kind of, like, off-screen killed Uncle Ben. And then, like, they don't give him enough weight. And like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have. Because, like, you know, they're dealing with it in their own ways. But I'm saying, okay, now you're going to have problems. I really hope you deal with it really well down the line.
Alright,
right?
let's go.
So, I'm really iffy about this decision to kill Aunt May. Right?
Alright, spread out.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. It was shot shittily. There were some good shots, there were lots of bad shots. Like, there are some shots where you can tell, like, it's like, not just like Lucas-style A-cam, B-cam that they criticized about him in the prequels, but it's like, you can tell, like, the other person isn't even in the shot, that they used some sort of, like, a body double or a still. That they did not get these two actors in the same room together, kind of feel. And it's like, it's probably COVID measures, but at the same time, it's like, you can't help but feel that it's part of, like, how the MCU is generally handled anyway. That, like, the CGI everything in. Like, I remember, like, when Far From Home came out, that they had this freaking shot of, like, Nick Fury not even holding a real gun. He was just holding, like, a black plastic, like, rectangle that they said they were gonna CGI the gun in it. It's like, it could have been just done with a prop gun. And they said they hadn't even decided exactly what they wanted the gun to look like, is why they hadn't done it. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, this is what it says about your, like, decision-making abilities and how you're handling this thing. It's like you're using it as a crutch just because you can. Just because your budget allows it. Just because it's convenient for you in that way. But it's like, what does that say about, like, your ability to work past that, right? Because, like, you know, you can't even get these two actors in the same room together. Doesn't this kind of, like, bring back the same old, like, Lucas-era questions of, like, hang on, so, like, they can't even see each other. They're not reacting to each other. We're not getting this thing that would have happened naturally. And not, like, okay, fine, you can say, like, oh, they're such good actors that they're doing passes. But it's like, why would you give yourself that crutch? And I mean, like, I guess I would forgive it because it's like, okay, probably it's COVID measures. They don't want actors in the same room together or whatever. It's like, okay, whatever, fine, I guess, sure. But at the same time, it's like so noticeable, like when you can see like the way that it's shot, like you're like it's someone's in frame and like the other guy's like at the corner of the frame, so that you might not notice that it's like a body double or something. or some sort of still image that they're kind of like manipulating to make it look it's slightly 3D-ish. Like, okay, that's, you know, whatever. But it's just jarring when you see a shot like that. Like when Peter's talking to Doctor Strange, you'll see it, right? And I forget the other ones. I think like when the Spider-Mans are talking to each other, sometimes it happens. And like, yeah. There are lots of other things that like I don't like about this film, and I think that it's bad. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure if I can say that it's objectively bad. Like I said with like the A-cam, B-cam thing, it's like, is that really objectively bad? Does the quality really suffer because of it? I mean, I guess not. It's just potentially bad, right? The same way with the decision of killing Aunt May. It's like, that doesn't mean that the story's gonna be bad. It just means that, you know, you're gonna start taking risks that, like, I'm gonna start looking out. It's just red flags, that's all. It's just red flags, I guess. Yeah, so... what else? But yeah, I liked it that Aunt May died where she did. Trying to teach Peter this lesson. I like it that Aunt May paid for her virtues, right? It what tells you that she's really moral, because she tells you that like whatever the cost, do the right thing, and she actually pays a cost in this film. And she says like when it happened, it's like some of the last words she says to Peter is like, no, this was the right thing to do, right? So like she may be right, she may be wrong, but like in terms of like following her beliefs, like having her pay that cost at that time means that, you know, that her beliefs were real for her, and that's good. That was a really neat, easy, clear kind of child level, because you know what these MCU movies are for, they're like for families and stuff. It's like, yes, this is the way we want to teach the lesson for people, right? I think that was a good choice on that level, right? I like that. No, you did the right thing. I like that line. I like that part. In some level, I think that I generally like what's his name. He plays Spider-Man. Tom Holland as an actor. But I think that he flubbed that part, or the direction flubbed that part, because I didn't think that he was actually giving in to anger when Aunt May died. It felt like it was actually just something that kind of showed up like a couple of scenes later when he's talking about to the other Spider-Mans or whatever. Yeah, the fact that like it's all like fan service to people who like Phasm and Raimi Spider-Man, that's probably like the big selling point. A lot of people are saying it's good that they're giving the fans what they want, and I think I agree, because I'm a fan. I grew up on Raimi Spider-Man. I never watched Phasm though, and I'm like, no, I really like this. I really like this. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I really like this, and I know it pleased a lot of people. There are a lot of people who are fans of Phasm or Raimi or both. Okay, I'm not gonna say there are lots of fans of Phasm. I don't know if that's true, but like if there are, like, then good for them, right?
Team return.
I like it that there were certain payoffs that were like it was really fanfic level, but it was like, oh, we gave it to them anyway. The fact that Garfield gets to save MJ, the save that he couldn't save Gwen. I think they could have given that more weight, like instead of turning it into a joke earlier when he mentions it, or like it was just on like an aside. I kind of wish that like Tom Holland's Peter Parker had seen like the level of grief, the real level of grief that he had, the Phasm Spider-Man had gone over at. Like, I know that he mentions it later about the revenge thing, but like I wish he had got into details. Like, it was his girlfriend, her name was Gwen Stacy. I couldn't save her. She was thrown over a bridge, you know, and then the back break thing. And it's like, has that ever happened to you? Have you ever worried about that? Like, I wish you had gone into detail so that even if you hadn't watched Phasm, like you would have gotten that. But at the same time, also like, so that it would have like, I mean, like, I would have wanted Garfield to have had more of a chance to kind of emote that, so that like you know that I was at the forefront of his mind when he was saving MJ, and it was just, but it was so good. It was so good to see that. But again, it's a fanfic though. It's like, you know, it's like a fanfic writer trying to like clean up loose ends, you know. But it's like a really good fanfic, I guess. Like again, like I can't fault it for giving people what they want, because that's basically, I'm sure most people that's what they wanted anyway, right? Like, I don't know that, like, was that decision something that makes it a worse film objectively? I don't know. I liked it. I'd love to hear from someone who has never seen the Raimi and Phasm films to like think of like what he says about Spider-Man No Way Home. But I also like to think like, the same way I'm playing a video game based on another show, and like this video game introduced me to the show, I hope to freaking God that this movie shows like people who have only started watching superhero movies of the MCU to like look at the Raimi films. That's one thing I wish that had happened, is like if it was shot Raimi style for certain Toby scenes. Like, but like, okay, whatever. But, oh god, one of the things I really, really love is that the music. Oh god, I love the music. I love the music so much. The MCU Spider-Man theme is like finally, they're finally using that a lot more. Or maybe I'm just paying attention to it a lot more. But like, at the final kind of like orchestral arrangement they have at the end, it was like really bombastic. That was like nice. But one thing that really gets me, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but like, they play the Raimi Spider-Man theme. The kind of like that little sad moment theme that plays like when I think Sideways explained this best. It's like it plays when Peter Parker is realizing that great power creates responsibility thing, right? So give me a moment. I'm just gonna. Report, remove. Give me a moment. Spam, report. Okay. So anyway, where was I? So, where was I? Right. So like that theme plays now whenever Peter whenever Toby Peter saves one of his enemies, when he saves Sandman, when he saves I don't remember. And it's like it's a good moment. It's nice to remind us of this theme, but at the same time, it's also kind of like removing the effect of this theme, because it's like this is supposed to be when Peter Parker is paying for something because he feels responsible for it. But instead, what we're getting is that like, Peter is being rewarded something for doing good, and it's like, I don't know, in some ways I feel like this is like what Sideways says about like removing the effect of the theme by like using it too much in the wrong places, by creating the wrong associations. But at the same time, I guess you could also interpret it as like the great power comes great responsibility thing. Like, it was also Peter's responsibility to save his villains, and like now he's finally made good in it. Like, in a sense, right? Like, maybe, I don't know. Did it come at great cost? I mean, I guess they had a fight, but I'm not really sure. But I still like it. I like being reminded of it. I like this idea that, like, again, fanfic level. It's like Peter has had to pay all sorts of costs and stuff, and like he's had to suffer having to kill these people, and like instead, like, this thing gets reversed for him. It's like, oh, okay, cool. But I don't know. Like, is this a good theme transformation? I'm not sure. Yeah. I can't tell you if the TASM themes played anywhere, because I don't know them. But, right? Oh god, I have to fight Rambaral. So...
Yazan team launching!
What else? I don't know. Again, it's like, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of this movie is probably really bad, but I'm just so damn, like, blinded to it because I just really like it. And I know it's just so damn subjective. It's hard for me to be objective in this one. I'm trying to, because it's a good exercise, in general. I'm not trying to, like, write a review, like, to recommend this to people or not. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not what I'm doing for it. I don't want to do that. But, like, anyway, I just want to get my thoughts out right now. I don't know. I like it that they're going back to the roots of, like, making it that like, having morals is something that you have to, you have to pay for. Not just that you have to fight for, but you are definitely going to lose things along the way, and that's something that's, you know. But you know, on the concept of that, like, the whole concept of Spider-Man and suffering, this is something that, like, from the EFAP community I remember, because it's like a lot of people don't like MCU Spider-Man apparently because he doesn't suffer enough. Like you know, like he's not poor, he has Iron Man funding and so on. And like this film tries to fix it for those fans, and I guess that's a good thing too. Like what you're doing is just trying to crowd please. And like, yeah, you're kind of achieving that. But at the same time, it's like, are we seriously gonna do this? Are we seriously just going to accept that like, Spider-Man's character is built on suffering? Isn't that kind of cruel? In some sense, like in Batman, it makes a little sense. Like Batman is all about the loss of his parents. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know though. Like, are we really going to like define our character, our heroes, based on suffering rather than on like achievements and the beliefs that they form? Like, what if Spider-Man has this concept of like, I have to act, like you know, my responsibility and my guilt, without having to lose people he loves, right? Like, I mean, it's possible, probably. In a sense, like, isn't that like what the last MCU movies have been about with Spider-Man in it? Isn't that like what Infinity War was? Like, he went into space to fight, like, even if it wasn't really his job, because he felt like that he had to. Like, and that was without having to lose anyone to do that. It's not like he lost anyone to aliens or anything, right? And like, that was one of the things that I think I really liked actually about Toby. Not Toby, but this Peter Parker is like, it's not really explicit through loss, but like he has this, you know, he has this kind of like burning sense of responsibility. Like, regardless of if he's actually capable of doing the task. And then like part of the story is him like reaching that level of power so that he can enact his responsibility. It's like a reversal. So like with great responsibility comes great power. He's a kid who feels like he has to act, and then like the more that he grows, he's more capable of acting. I thought that was pretty interesting between the first two Spider-Man movies. But now it's like they gave him a lot of suffering, so now the suffering has caught up with him. So like now his sense of responsibility is now because of dead people. It's like, I don't know, man. But that's the thing also, is that that's not really true either. I guess I'm being wrong with that one. It's not because of dead people. That's what I said earlier. That's actually the problem, is that like Spider-Man needs both his Uncle Ben to be dead and Aunt May to be alive. He needs someone to be a reminder of what failure is like, but he also needs someone to protect at all costs. And like, you could say that that's MJ, but that's not true because MJ isn't providing his moral center. Uncle Ben and Aunt May both provided Spider-Man his moral center, and like Spider-Man had to lose one of them to understand how important it was to have that. But now like, we've lost Aunt May, and now it's kind of really hard to say what's going on anymore.
Okay,
like, what happens the next time that Spider-Man has like this big moment, like where his morals are being tested? Not just that he's being emotionally overwhelmed, because MJ can help him with that. MJ helps him cope, but like MJ doesn't help him be a hero, because MJ isn't a hero, and MJ isn't like a parent figure who can parent a hero, right? And like, I think that was like the cool thing about like the whole losing Iron Man thing. It's like this Spider-Man never lost Uncle Ben the same way, but he lost Iron Man, who was an obvious father and hero figure for him. Like, he lost the template to be a hero, like in Far From Home, and that was, you know, again, like losing a role model that already happened to him, and they're doing this again, but with more emotional depth. And I'm like, I don't know though. I don't think you needed to do that. And again, I'm not saying that this is wrong. I'm not saying that this is a bad idea. I'm just saying that it's like a red flag. I'm not really sure how it's going to continue from here. I'm not sure if they know how they're going to continue from here. Right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm just really iffy on that thing, the whole losing Aunt May thing. Because from what I know, Spider-Man needs anime, or at least Spider-Man needs a moral center. And the fact that Spider-Man basically lost all his companions at the end of the movie, like, which I'm not even sure if that was in character for Tom Holland, Peter Parker to do. It's like, did you seriously just one day ignore yourself? Like, why? Like, I kind of get it. Like, I want my friends to be happy, but at the same time, it's like you've had this entire movie also explain to you that they don't want you to make the decisions by yourself. Like, you don't get to decide their happiness. And that's another thing. It's like, you know, we don't get to see that. And I guess it's just being set up. That's what's gonna happen next time, like, when they get their memories back, is that, like you shouldn't have decided for us. They're gonna be really mad about it. But at the same time, it's like, it also means that, like, freaking Peter didn't learn this lesson already, even if they, like, told him, like, twice in a row in this movie. It's really weird, I guess. But I guess it also makes sense that this Peter Parker is trying to do that, because, again, like, he feels the weight of responsibility more than the average person, so I guess he feels like he has to make decisions for other people. I guess it makes sense. I kind of wish that that this Peter Parker told them that, right? Like you say, like, you don't understand, like, you're not me, you're not the one out there. Especially when they're, like, backseating him, like, he should have said something about that. Like, he's like, guys, you are not the ones out here. Like, I am going to make these decisions, and you're not going to like it. I might have to make decisions for you. But, like, this is the nature of things. Not because of, like, that's how it has to be, but rather that's because of who I am. I kind of wish, like, that he had said something like, you have to accept that this is who I am. Or, like, they butt heads and then they try to change Peter's mind more or something. I wish that had happened. I guess that's gonna have to happen later on. But still, like, again, like, they said him, like, at least, like, twice, maybe thrice, right? That they don't want this to be how it is. Like, that's why MJ had her hand in the box and stuff. Like, she was ready to make her own decisions for Peter instead of the other way around. Oh well. Again, like, they have room. I hope they make more Spider-Man standalone movies. So, you know, I still like it. It's probably, like, the only aspect of MCU I'm gonna watch, I guess. Save for possibly the Avengers. Which, again, I still have to catch up to anyway. But, like, you know, where was I? So anyway. Oh crap. Did I get it? Huh? Anyway. So anyway, yeah, so I don't know. What do I say about it? There were lots of little things, obviously, as a Raimi fan that I like. Obviously, there's that line, I'm a bit of a scientist myself. Doc Ock! Oh my god. No, actually, no. I much prefer with Willem Dafoe. I have not seen a lot of movies with Willem Dafoe in it, but I've seen him as Green Goblin, and I've seen him in that little game, like 12 minutes or whatever. The one where he plays the killer, and it's like, you know, I like it when Willem Dafoe is talking dangerous. It is so fucking sexy. And I like it that, like, you know, that it's not like it was all an act, and then, like, he was pretending to be Harry when he was Goblin the entire time, and they were trying to play it out. It was like they were actually kind of like fighting for control or whatever. What else? Oh, I don't like the end fight. Like, here's the thing, and it's something that was explained to me. It's like, Green Goblin is fucking dangerous. Green Goblin is fucking powerful. And if you hand-to-hand Green Goblin, even a Spider-Man, that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna win. I think Spider-Man had, like, way too many power-ups in this. Because I think that he managed to incapacitate Doctor Strange a little bit for too long. There's no way that he could have trapped Doctor Strange in for that long, right? Like, even with luck. I don't feel like. And also, he shouldn't be able to one-on-one Green Goblin and win without some sort of unfair advantage.
Seriously.
I feel like Tom Holland's Spider-Man should have lost the Green Goblin. had his ass kicked on the one-on-one.
Josh team
And then
returning.
Toby comes in, and then he saves him from Green Goblin because he knows the moves that are coming in or whatever, or he has some sort of advantage for being more experienced, and he's the one who knocks Green Goblin down. And then Tom Holland gets up, and then he pulls out the glider blade thingy, and then tries to go for the death blow or something. I
All
don't
right,
think he
let's
should have
go.
been able to 1v1 Green Goblin. Green Goblin is fucking scary. He's supposed to be really freaking powerful.
I saw this glow. Did you see it?
About this whole like, oh, we can fix them thing, I know it sounds really kiddie, and it's supposed to sound really kiddie. It's supposed to sound like pure altruism. I don't mind that so much. I don't know. I like the fact that like the bad guys aren't really bad guys. I mean like they're not completely bad guys. It's like when Electro is saved and he was like, oh, I figured that Spider-Man was a black guy, I'm kind of disappointed. And it's like not only was it like, yeah, that was kind of like a woke kind of line or whatever. The other thing about it is like, I think that he was saying that he was like, he looked up to Spider-Man as a hero to the level as with like he kind of wished Spider-Man was black. Like to him, like Spider-Man was like this icon of Queens or whatever. So like he like when he loses, he wants to be able to admit to Spider-Man, and he's like, not only do you win, not only do I think that you deserve to win, but it's like, you know, I expected you to win on some level because I think that you're a really good guy at what you do, right? And it's like I know I've been selfish and that's the only reason I'm a bad guy, but it's like if you take that away from me, it's like it's not like I hate you or anything. So that was kind of cool. I wonder what Tassim was like. I'm just gonna keep saying that. Yeah, let me see. I kinda wish... No, actually no. The jokey tone between the Spider-Man is really all good. I think that was good. I like the fact that they discussed the whole innate webbing situation with Peter, but I thought they were gonna make sexual jokes, obviously, with it. It was kind of close. But whatever. I guess it's because the MCU, they can't do that. Maybe, I don't know. But, okay. Anyway, let me see. The way that they handled Doc Ock. Oh, the nanotech thing. I was super surprised about that. Or more like, I was surprised that it went the way that I expected it to go. Because I was like, when they first meet Doc Ock and like Spider-Man is in his iron spider suit, and I'm like, hang on, that tech is like way better. Like, don't you think that your computer technology is like so good in this era that the relatively analog 90s level mind control tentacles would be no match? Because think about it, because like as an engineer, I'm thinking like the tentacles weren't really like AI. I don't think that they were AI in that sense. I think that they were like more like a mental feedback loop system. It was like an analog signal repeater thingy, right? That kind of like birthed a second personality for Doc Ock. That had him like imagine he was his own tentacle or something. It's kind of like that. It's kind of hard to explain. But basically, it wasn't like it was like a computer program. It was more like it was like a partial analog copy of his brain that was like reshaped in a certain way to be brainwashed to act in favor of the tentacles. Because like I don't remember the explanation that they were supposed to be an AI. From what I remember is that they were basically like a controlled part of his mind. Like his mind's ability to control limbs was expanded to control 4 extra limbs. And like when the chip broke, what happened is like they became their own mind entity. That's what I understood from it. So like when he attacks the nanomachines like hack over it, it's like, yeah, I guess that would make sense. Like advanced technology. It's like I wasn't expecting it to happen so soon. I thought that they were gonna have to like manually do it, but like when the thing automatically happened, I was like, huh, yeah, that made a lot of sense. That was great. I like that. What else?
All right, let's go.
Let me see. J. Jonah Jameson. I'm kind of surprised that Toby Spider-Man doesn't get to talk about J. Jonah Jameson being, you know, the same guy. I mean, okay, whatever. J. Jonah though, like, I think they were trying to make him Alex Jones because he was like selling supplements or something while he was trying to sound crazy. But the thing is, I think J. Jonah was right from his perspective. Right? Like, J. Jonah is right to doubt Spider-Man. And like the way that he says that, like, hey, Spider-Man is the reason like these bad guys are here. It's like, yeah, he's right, you know. And like, you know, like, it's good like, for Tom Holland Spider-Man to say like, yeah, I take responsibility for this. Like, it's good for him to play the heroic half of like his, you know, thing, his responsibility guilt thing. Though, no, I'll get to that later. But yeah, J. Jonah Jameson, not only do I think that was a good thing, not only do I think it's like a nice kind of like nod, I think like his character's right. He's not a bad guy, he's not a cartoon kind of obstacle or anything. I think like his perspective on things made a lot of sense, right? And like it makes a lot of sense. And I think that's good world building to say that like, there'll definitely be people who believe Mysterio, and like one of them is gonna be someone with a media presence. So it's kind of like lost on me the fact that they tried to make him out as like Alex Jones. It's like, oh, you're supposed to hate him because you like Spider-Man. Like, that's not that simple. Like you can like Spider-Man and still respect where J. Jonah Jameson comes from, you know? Wait, why am I using GM? Why am I using a ground type? Oh well. So anyway, where was I? That was a little hectic. Anyway. Where was I? So... wait, let me kill Char first. Okay, so was I? Yeah, so it was really weird to make him out as Alex Jones bad guy. I guess like, and that's the thing, I guess, only childish people believe that Alex Jones is a bad guy, I guess. Right? Like, if you don't see the situation with Alex Jones nowadays, he's crazy, he's dangerous, but like, doesn't that kind of make him more like Spider-Man than anything? Like, he's basically tried to take responsibility for things, but he's also done reckless stuff because of it. And like, he's kind of like acting with improper information. Okay, I'm just gonna stop sending to Alex Jones then. I like it. I'm not gonna say he's always right. I'm not going to say that he's done wrong. He obviously has. But still. Anyway, right, so J. Jonah Jameson, Aunt May. Oh, I really feel bad about Aunt May dying. It was really poignant. I really think it was a good thing, but also not a not good thing, I guess. Oh god. Solomon Space. Do I not have to do Solomon itself? Oh my god. Oh no, I have to do Solomon.
Alright, let's go!
Yeah. What about the other one?
I saw this glow. Did you see it?
I like that the villains all have different levels of motivation, and it made a lot of sense. Like, Sandman is like, okay, I'll kind of go with you if I think that it means getting home quicker. And then, Doc Ock fearing Osborn. That was kind of cool. Again, like, the Green Goblin is some serious business. Where is that? Come on! Oh, nice! Long range shot. So... what else can I say? Let me see. Yeah, I still don't understand actually why Peter allowed himself to be mind wiped but didn't tell anyone afterwards. Like, if he's trying to save his friends, how come he didn't tell Happy? And that's the thing, is like, I thought that Happy really was his guy, you know? Oh, right. Since I've outed myself as a Tagalog speaker. Oh my god. I wonder what it's like outside the Philippines. I think that they have subtitles for the Lola scene. Yeah, she was speaking straight up Tagalog, and it was pretty good. It didn't sound like she was a native speaker though. I think she was, but I think what they made her do is that they said, okay, speak slowly so that like even people who don't quite completely understand might be able to pick it up. I think that was what was going on. Because her stress accent was right, but her cadence was a little weirdly slow in places. So what I think it was, they had her pause on certain words, so you might understand it a little better even if you're not good at Tagalog. I think that was what was going on. I hope they sub her in like the English-speaking countries and stuff. Cause it's like, you know, I mean, it still works. Like if Ned explains everything for you anyway, but still, right? Like that was nice. And the fact that Ned is like magic now, it's like, I'll admit, I'm not a fan of this whole representation thing, but like this idea of like a magic Filipino man is like, you know, that's kind of dumb, but it's like why I like it. Mystic Filipino man. It's kind of like the mystic black guy trope. But like, yeah, I'd like Filipinos to fill that niche if they think it's too racist for black people to do that. You know, that's kind of like the chef from South Park type. Anyway, let me see. There's a lot of like weird pacing stuff, like the fact that Doc Ock saves them from Electro randomly. I mean, like motivation-wise, it all makes sense, but timing was like, wow, that was convenient, wasn't it? You appear in this place only to save us from him. Like you didn't even like make signs that you were there, but in hiding or something. Which would have been nice, like if you had like said like, oh yeah, I didn't want to give myself away until the time was right or something, or I don't know, some sort of like visual explanation, like they could have like had him like in shot that he was just hiding from them or something. What else? I'm just rambling on random parts now. There's no order or structure for this. I don't think I'm gonna make like a proper review video or anything of this anyway. Like I don't really want to cover like entire movies. I don't think I'm good for that. I just want to cover like specific things. I might want to eventually make an entire video about the whole Aunt May thing. But I'm not a Spider-Man fan. I'm not like this big Spider-Man fan that's really well informed or anything. I want to go see like the Gary Buechler neurotic take later about this. Seriously, this is normal? This is not hard. This is hard. I have to go up against a big Zam. Anyway, where am I? So, I don't know, I kind of want to be able to end this stream when I finish Yazan's route. So, I'm gonna keep thinking of more things I want to talk about with Spider-Man for now. Yeah, just to keep this a bit more thematic. And to make sure like I've said everything I wanted to say about it before I start watching other people's takes. What do I want to say? Let me think. Like the memes about like Mysterio giving away all the information. I don't know, was that taken out? Did they give him more information anyway? Oh, right, I did like the way the cinematography was in that one. Like the way that the helicopters were surrounding the apartment and they kind of like giving you an idea of the space before cutting into inside the apartment and then up to the point where Peter opens the window for them to show them where the helicopters are. Like this kind of like concept of like awareness of where everything is. I really like that. I think that was a good shot. Come on, fire laser. There you go. Let me think. Yeah, like there was good and bad in this. The most important thing, of course, is that they definitely wanted this to be a cloud cruiser. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I like it. I'm like a poor ass motherfucker right now, and like that was worth my fucking equivalent of $5 to see. What about it? I actually don't get the ending. Like, other than the fact that he doesn't tell anybody. Like, what was the thing that where he has a shitty apartment thing? It's like, okay, so what do you do for a living now? Like, if the world has forgotten you, does that mean like you don't have any more like government records? You don't have a birth certificate? Did you really graduate high school at this point? Like, do you have records for that still? Right? What does it mean that the world has forgotten Peter Parker anyway? Like, are you still gonna get like a job? Are you gonna go to college? I don't get it. Did you get to go? Oh yeah, that's another thing about getting to go to college. I don't like the fact that they solved the college problem halfway through, and then, like they said, okay, you don't have to worry about this anymore. I feel like I know it's like cheesy, but you should have kind of bookended it. Like it should have been solved at the ending and not at the middle, because it felt too much like, okay, don't worry about this anymore, right? I don't like this idea that it's like, okay, this is like side A, side B, and like you don't have to worry about most of side A by the time you reach side B. It's like, no, that's not how you make one story that goes from beginning to end. I didn't like that. I wouldn't exactly say that was objectively bad. Probably though. I would say, I think, it doesn't make for a stronger story. I think it makes for a stronger story that if you had only solved the problem at the end. So, like, you don't have to have this excuse of, like, you started just because of the college thing. And then, like, that problem is solved, but now you have to solve a different problem. So, like, why isn't that just two stories, And it's not like a story can have different plot lines, but that's the thing, like, it's a problem of coherency. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yeah. There's the Green Goblin, there's Doc Ock, the Lizard, Electro. The Lizard, Electro, Sandman. Also, yeah, I think like I don't understand what they're gonna do with Ned now, because like they turned him into a magician almost like as a joke, because they also half retconned it by making him forget he could do it. It's like, what?
Okay, Yazan team, let's go.
Though, like, I don't know. I feel like after what happened, like Doctor Strange should take Ned in. I think that should have been shown. But it's like, it feels like, at the very least, other sorcerers should like keep an eye on him. Oh crap. I was holding my breath there. Holy crap. Are they 3 shots to kill? Oh my god.
It's a cheese.
Oh god. Like, you all know the business about this. Sayla and Lala have to not die in this mission. So anyway. Oh crap. Anyway. The romance between MJ and Peter, I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't really care. I'm not really into puppy romance because they're like teenagers or whatever and stuff. So it's like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna judge. I think it's fine. I think that MJ is important to Peter as his emotional support. Oh my god, I'm dying. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate a little. Okay. So. Get away from it. Oh crap it! Okay, so where was I? Oh crap. I don't know, man. Oh crap. Oh crap!
Incredible! How did he know the weak point of this machine?
So,
Withdrawal? Let's finish this. I don't.
I'm just gonna do it.
Yazan team launching.
So, what else?
I saw this glow. Did you see it? I see it.
Okay. So. What can I say about MJ? I mean, again, it's important for MJ to like say like I want to make decisions too and stuff. I think that was really important. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I guess if you're setting it up, they're gonna be really mad at Peter when they find out. That's the point. Like, he wasn't supposed to make these decisions by himself. And I think that's a nice through line for Peter. But again, like, he didn't have to be taught the responsibility thing. He's always been kind of like, you know, overwhelmed by responsibility. Since the very beginning, and nobody had to die for that. And like, I thought like the lesson he's gonna eventually learn because of his friends is that, like, to let his friends help him out as well. And like, that also means like teamwork. And like, that's one of the nice things that happened here is that Spider-Man became the leader of a team here. Tom Holland said, "I was like, oh, I work with the Avengers, so like I'm going to have to take the lead here." And I was like, wow, holy crap, holy crap. That's like I'm being responsible to a whole new level. And it's like being a leader, taking responsibility, but also delegating it. And it's something he's going to learn eventually, is that, like, you know, letting other people make those decisions as well. I can't wait for that. But at the same time, it's like, man, I can't believe that in the middle of that, what had to happen was that he had to, like, break his promise to his friends, and he said he was gonna, you know, let them know and stuff. Whatever. I'm not saying that was bad. I was just, this is just, again, pure subjective more. It's like, oh, I'm sad. Man, I'm just concentrating now. Holy crap. Crap. I can't think of anything to say. I talked about the music, I talked about a bit of the cinematography. Some of it was good, some of it was bad. The plot. I still can't believe that Doctor Strange was, you know, was trapped there for so long, if anything. It's like, how did he get trapped in the Mirrorverse for so long? Like, you know, it just in the terms of like, isn't he much more experienced than Peter? Oh, and like, that's the other thing, the call me sir thing. I didn't count if that was a rule of 3. It was probably a rule of 3. But one thing I don't like at the end is like when he says the Steven/Sir thing at the end. Like, I thought he was gonna say like, he was gonna call Peter by name and then like mention like this is probably the last time I get to do that, because even Doctor Strange was gonna forget about Peter.
That's it. Coming back.
Like, and I think they could have said something about this. Like, if everyone forgets about Peter, then basically, like, you know, his supposed path towards the Avengers is now broken, because there's like, if none of the other Avengers remember him, and there's no more Tony Stark to recruit him, it's like, you know.
I saw this glow. Did you see it?
I mean, I guess that's also why they had to do it, because, you know, they want him to shy away from the Avengers, I guess. I wonder what the storyline's gonna be there. We're still waiting for Nick Fury to come back. At the end of No Way Home, Far From Home, I was like, yes, okay, so at the start of No Way Home, Nick Fury will be back. He'll sort out half of this shit already. but like the court of public opinion will remain. But like no, that's not what happened. Nick Fury is still off Earth for some reason. I thought they said he had to come home soon. What else? Crap. Nice. I guess it's so that they can make him like an independent again, like he's supposed to be. Like he's supposed to like, you know, be the friendly neighbor of Spider-Man, and now that he has no path to the Avengers. But it also just kind of like feels like Thor, like when he gave up his kingdom or whatever. And it's like, you know, it's kind of like your way to advance in a different direction, but at the same time it's like it begs so many questions about like giving up responsibilities again. It's like, hang on, right? Like, wouldn't this Peter still feel responsible for the world again? So wouldn't he be trying to get back to the Avengers again? But like, doesn't he know that it's gonna be incredibly hard? So also, how come he hasn't contacted Happy? You know, all that shit doesn't make sense to me as of right now. I mean, I'm sure they can still kind of flesh out the details, I guess. But like, waiting for that sort of thing, kind of a crapshoot sometimes. Oops. Fake shot, there we go. Anyway, whoa! I thought I jumped for that. I'm just really concentrating right now because I just want this route to be over. I'm almost out of stuff to say anyway. I'm almost done with this route. But anyway, what else? Right? Oh, that was a shield. I can't wait to see everyone else's takes on this. I've got a feeling I'm gonna see things I expect to see, things like the suffering thing. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. There's the good. This is the start of the good path. So yeah. New type research accelerates. Excuse me. Anyway, yeah, I can't wait to see. There we go. So now, if you do this route, the Jared route, there's now an alternate Jared story. And if you do this all the way to its completion, you get the Titan's best ending. Let me just do a bit of this, just so I can unlock the Gapland. Because that's like the machine worth using on Jared's route. The Gapland is just so freaking fun and easy to use. Anyway. Come on, show me what you got. Yeah, I think I'm done talking about Spider-Man really. I wanna see what everyone else is talking about. I wanna see if I've missed like a major plot thing. Or like if like something had actually been explained better. I wanna see. I wanna see Nergotic. I wanna see Heels vs Babyface, EFAP, Friday Night Tights, all that shit. I wanna see like those takes on it. Holy crap, it's like something. Yeah. Man, I'm tired. My throat hurts a little. I'm gonna go and drink some water after this. But I wanna unlock the Gapland first. So, yeah. I don't know if I'll pick up a Gundam soon. I want to spend this week, like I said before, I want to spend this week doing a good bit of Girls Front 9, especially on my stream account. Crap, I'm running out of things here. Yeah, I'm hoping to get to 4-3E within this week on my streaming account on Girls Front 9, so I can also do some 4-3Es. Maybe even a 4-3E drag, because somebody was asking me about that. Yeah. Like I said, like I hope that this the Spider-Man movie makes other people want to watch like the Raimi films again. But about me and Tasm, does this make me want to watch Tasm? I mean, I guess a little. I don't know if I will though. It doesn't feel like it's worth my time right now. Ooh. Let me think.
I'll kill you.
Sorry, let's see. Okay. So where was I? I just want to get the gap plant. I'll give it 1 star and I'll stop today. Nice. Oh, it's been over an hour. And I made sure to publish this. Okay, thank God.
All right, I'm returning now.
Ah, God. I'm tired. There we go, gap plant. So let me just... I'm not playing that until late, till some other time. Sorry, dude. Okie dokie. Oh man, I can't wait to watch EFAP finally. Gonna watch Spider-Man coverage tonight. And let's see how it compares over what I saw and what they saw. You know, that sort of thing. And then I'll go see if Friday Night Lights have already covered it. I'll go see if the real BBC has had a show over it. Let's just get going. Woot! Alright, I'm just gonna end the stream right now before I get copyright claimed again over this music. Today...